What's up, Steelers Nation? We are the Steelers Observers. You've got Chris and Smo today. Grant is off somewhere sailing the seven seas, so he will not be joining us as we talk about our mock drafts. Which, Smo, when did you start doing these?
Probably about the time that TJ Watt left the first game with an injury.
Started rebuilding the roster week 1. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, we started off kind of slow at that point. As being a lifelong Pirates fan, you kind of get to start looking at college players and minor leaguers and dreaming of the next group. So I'm looking at it for a while, but it changes quite often. So I think we're gonna just head into a mock draft season here and start doing these regularly, just little side episodes, and have some fun as the combine happens and free agency happens, and see what we come up with. So we're basically Omar Khan and Mike Tomlin.
Which one's Tomlin? Okay.
All right, so we'll use I'll share my screen. We'll use PFF. PFF does their own rankings. They update them constantly. It's not really like based on fan mock drafts. We'll do all 7 rounds, speed it up, and we'll just pick straight up. We'll talk through it, pick straight up. We'll kind of share some results at the end too, because we both did individual ones beforehand, which ended up kind of similar. So I think we all know what the Steelers' needs are. You know, linebacker help, offensive line help, maybe a receiver, definitely a corner. Lots to choose from. So let's kick it off. All right. See, now this is what I'm liking.
Yeah. I think
this is what I'm liking. I think there'll be a lot of chatter around Joey Porter just because of Penn State, who his dad is. I'm not really feeling Joey Porter myself, based on what I've read in terms of what kind of corner he is. I don't know if that fits us best. But I'm looking at one of these two dudes at the top. You agree?
Yeah.
I think we need immediate line help, whether or not they start. Just the competition, the depth, the options. It's super hard to find a franchise tackle, and you pretty much got to get them in the first round. So if they have scouted these guys and think that one of these can be it, I'm all for it.
But between Skoronski and Jones, when I think about Broderick Jones, who is his competition? He's going to be going up against Bama edge rushers, right?
Yeah.
So that's always something that I take into consideration whenever I'm looking at, who I would want to play for us. Minka, Najee, Levi. There's a couple Bama players.
Yes, yeah. Anyone who played for Bama.
Yeah. So, we tend to like people from the SEC. They do pretty well.
I'll just say, if you stand out at a school like Northwestern, you got to be pretty good.
That's true. I mean, he's gotten all that coverage, and for it to fall the way that it did, I have no problem with Skoronski or Broderick Jones.
I say we go Skoronski.
Let's do it.
And the next great Steeler tackle. All right, second round. Now, the beauty of trading Chase Claypool and the Bears tanking. This is where it could get interesting, because I've read many, with Andy Weidel in the building now, the Eagles were very much known to trading picks. Obviously, like I said, we're not going to do trades here, but I could see scenarios where the Steelers try to trade back into the first round, where they trade down maybe in that first round pick if it doesn't break their way. Because there's it starts to get mixed up pretty well. So, I mean, second round, you could go, you've got a corner here, whoever these linebackers are, you got an edge rusher, a D lineman, a guard if you want to keep just beefing up the O-line, which is never a bad idea. Which way would you be leaning?
Me personally, I want to look at the defensive line or edge. So someone to play alongside Cam, or somebody to get us depth with TJ and Alex.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think we're looking at, let's do that at Michigan and the edge rusher at LSU.
Yeah.
Most likely. So, yeah, here's my thinking is, I've said before, our defense is based purely on edge rushers. Like that's without edge rushers, our 3-4 blitz scheme and rush just doesn't work. Like we've seen it with TJ out. We've seen us try to have him be healthy. He's obviously, he's never really 100% healthy anymore. and we start rotating guys in, like an Ingram who wants to leave. We trade for a Malik Reed who does nothing. I'd be all for an edge rusher. Somebody young who's going to play 40 to 50% of the snaps and actually spell those guys and just still be a threat himself. So I don't know a whole lot about BJ, however you say his last name, but if he played at LSU, he's likely got some talent. 17 sacks the last 2 years. That sounds good to me.
Ojulari. I'm going to take that guess.
Shall we take him?
Yeah. Welcome to Steel City, brother.
Hopefully he mimics second rounder Lamar Woodley from back in the day.
Yeah, we're looking for the next great. Trying to build something here.
All right. So the second pick in the second round, and this could go a number of ways. So we've already got the tackle. We've got an edge rush. This guy's been getting a lot of pub, this center out of Minnesota. There's more edge rushers here. There's a receiver, an off-ball linebacker, Trenton Simpson out of Clemson. There's corners here. LaDainian Tomlinson. Is this his son or his nephew? I forget what the story is there.
I don't know, but TCU didn't look so hot in the college football playoff.
Yeah, I remember us watching that game. I think he got worked a little bit.
Yeah.
I think this far down, based on the rankings, this has gone like pretty far down. I don't know that you want to take like the 63rd ranked guy at 49 and reach, but there's Eli Ricks from Bama if they like him. Another linebacker out of Iowa.
That's one of those corners from Bama. I felt like they had some issues. They were challenged deep quite a bit. And so where I would take a Bama corner from this class, I wouldn't
6'2", 190.
He's got the height. He does have the height. Shoot.
I don't know. I mean, we cheated because we know what we did beforehand. I think in this scenario, we've already got the edge. I don't know that we need to jump at a center here. We've already got the tackle. I'm not taking a receiver this early unless they really, really like someone. Trenton Simpson out of Clemson, the off-ball linebacker, it would be my grab here, but I'm open to being swayed a different way.
I'm gonna roll with that as well. Yeah, I thought that's exactly where you're gonna go.
Movement skills, fluid and explosive. Can be your tight end eraser or even flip over to the slot in a pinch.
Mm. So
like
Mark Andrews have a new shadow.
He and Minka.
Yeah.
And then we desperately need an off-ball linebacker, so we're going for it. Round 3. So we've got edge, linebacker, tackle. To me, this is where you can start looking. Receiver, if someone jumps out at you. Some corners here, some D linemen. Obviously not a quarterback. That's getting a little further down. Yeah. So we've lost some guys. Darius Rush is usually an option around here. It looks like he's gone already. Cam Smith out of South Carolina. It's Keanu Benton, the D lineman out of Wisconsin. That's one to remember. Some folks really liked him out of the Senior Bowl a few weeks ago. So yeah, we're kind of in a tough spot here. I'll be honest with you, I don't know much about a lot of these guys.
Can we filter? Can we filter over to corners?
Corners?
Utah.
So this kid out of Stanford's got roots to Tomlin, but he'll likely be there in the 4th round. So I don't know that you wouldn't need to jump at any of these guys.
Yeah. We've got a tackle, got edge, and we also have a linebacker.
Just D-line.
D-line,
receiver out of Penn State. 5'10", 215.
5'10", 215, but we've already got Deontay Johnson, who is under 5'11". Same thing with Calvin Austin, the 3rd. And Pickens is our only big receiver. So
D lineman, 6'3", 281. He's a 3-4 defensive end. That seems like Liao's spot. I don't know that we'd get someone in that mold. D lineman out of LSU. Played a lot of nose tackle for LSU, but he's unlikely to be a full-time player there in the NFL. 6'4", 315. I mean, we could use someone big in the middle.
Yeah.
I'd be down for that guy.
Yeah, I don't hate that. I was thinking defensive line, keep it stocked.
D-line out of LSU.
Let's see what we do. Said he needed to be developed into a playmaker, but he's got some people to learn from in Pittsburgh.
All right, round 4. See, there's my corner. I lean him just on what I've read.
How
There's some
tall is
other
he?
D linemen we've already got. 6'1", 188.
And then you said he had the ties to Tomlin.
Yeah.
Went to Stanford.
Got to be smart.
Got the height.
I think it's our guy.
Does it say how's he doing tackling, like run support?
I haven't paid for the pro version. Out of luck.
I'm surprised. That's the one.
He's not in the box a lot, so he's an outside corner.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna trust your judgment on that one.
Yeah, I just think the ties. I don't know much about him other than Tomlin knows his dad very well, and Tomlin loves people that he knows.
Are we coached by Mike Tomlin or Vin Diesel? Because it's all about family.
So we don't have a pick in the 5th or 6th round. So it's if you're into watching the draft, you're gonna have a long time in between.
We FaceTimed last year, right?
Yeah.
Whenever Kenny got picked, yeah, we faced.
7th round, obviously you're just throwing darts here based on whatever you want.
I already saw it.
I know you want Stills.
Dante Stills.
Another D lineman.
Mountaineer.
All right, I'll give it to you. I'll let you make one.
For that late?
I'll let you make one. So, all right, last pick. There's a few things I could see happening that I could be swayed on, depending on what happens here in the offseason. You could draft that UCLA quarterback. I don't think Mason's coming back. Mitch might not be back. We're going to need a camp arm, a third arm. I think there's a potential they take something in the 7th round, but also potential that they can sign someone after the draft. If you're looking like legit people that I've seen play, Brandon Hill's a safety out of Pitt. He's lined up in the slot in the box all the time. So run support, slot corner, give Mollett some competition. We obviously love those kind of players. And then my sleeper that I just learned about today, which you're not going to like, this dude out of North Dakota State is your new Zach Gentry. 6'6", 268, and he's just going to block. That's all I know about him. All I know is he's 6'6", 268, and I don't want to pay Gentry $2 or $3 million of our cap space.
R.I.P. grilling and chilling, as Smo had to say. I thought that was funny.
Well, there's other corners. I mean, I don't have a problem with stacking up on corners. You could take another offensive lineman here as a development kind of person. I mean, obviously, I don't know much about these. If I'm making this selection, just because I've seen Brandon Hill play, and we love those slot corners who can support and run. So
here's my thing.
And I gave you the West Virginia guy, so I'm taking him.
I appreciate that. And here's my thing is with defensive line, we had those issues in the run game in 2021. We were able to correct that, but at the same time, Cam's getting older. We got some questions there. Wormley got hurt. And then with corner, if you notice, we keep having to pay that position. So it's time to bring somebody in that's young, develop them, get a little bit cheaper at the position, someone that we can rely on. So investing early there, I think is going to be really important. And then obviously having the 3-headed monster of TJ, Highsmith, and blank is going to be really important in filling in these gaps. So, yeah. Oh, this is the one that you did, or this is what we just
No,
did.
this is just the one we just did. We got to be.
Nice. Okay.
So overshooting a bit with the D linemen. And I don't know that, after going through, it's fun to look at these. Like, I don't, just knowing the Steelers, you'd probably imagine them taking a receiver somewhere. So we've got one offensive guy and then the rest defense. I do think the defense is what is in desperate need of youth and depth and competition, as good as it may be. But the offense has got positions locked up.
Yeah.
So it's tough to see. Kind of, they're not going to draft a running back, not a quarterback unless it's late. Probably not a tight end unless it's just a blocking guy. Although I have done one, and I let you guys know that I did one where Michael Mayer of Notre Dame slipped to the second round, and I would hop all over that.
Oh man,
I just imagine it, and especially if people have warts with Kenny throwing downfield or having a big play, I'll put Mayer on the line and line up Muth as my slot receiver, and I'll work the middle of the field with those two all day long.
I can't wait to see our offense next year. Come on, Canada.
We don't need to get into it. We don't need to get into it.
Come on, Canada. You can't help it.
Yeah. So we got to be here. The one I did earlier before we got on was similar stuff. Paris Johnson was there. The edge and the linebackers. That D lineman did slip in the third. Still with Kelly, still with Hill. And I actually took that tight end that time. So a lot can happen. I think there's a lot of people in play. I'll pull up yours too, so I can give you some credit. But there's I was
gonna say, because I'm proud of the one that I did.
Here you go.
That's my first mock draft. B-. Shoot.
Still taking Dante Stills. I think you could get Stills at 243. I think you're just reaching a little bit.
I just don't want to lose him. I want to thinking wreak havoc. Jay Ward as my round 7 pick. I believe it said he was 6'2". And so tall corners, Cam Smith over 6 feet. SEC corner. Yeah.
See, I don't mind this. If Breesy dropped there, I'd be fine with that.
Oh, and then Blake Freeland. They were talking about, what was he, Smo? He was 6'8". Yeah, 6'8", and he's over 300 pounds. But they said he needed to add at least 20 pounds. So he has that ability to grow. You know what I mean? And just be like a freak. They were talking about Taylor Lewan. Did I say it right that time? 3 Rivers.
I don't
nah. Yeah, but he's like over 6'6", I believe. So I don't know. Those were the thoughts there. Happy with it.
Well, we're sitting in solid B territory. I think we can do these as things break. It'll be, I think, much quicker the next time around, now that we've given sort of what we're looking at, what we're looking for, and we can start having some fun with these, and hopefully get some people firing off in the comments. Yeah, but either way, I think we're looking O-line, linebacker, D-line, corner for sure, and then the rest is just playing with house money. Best player available.
Let's build a winner.
Super Bowl or bust.
All right, y'all. Well,
catch you next time.